Have you been here before, though?
Yeah, I have. Okay. Yeah.
I was like, 'cause if this is your first time taking the train, then damn, that was...
No, it's not my first time. We thank Jesus. But still, it wasn't easy either. I'll say that much. But I just wasn't used to it. So when things were starting to go there, I'm like, oh my God. I'm like freaking out because I didn't realize how unpredictable.
What confused you? The uptown, downtown thing?
So I was in Brooklyn with my cousin, and then it was the L train. Like it basically was only, I don't even know what stop we were at, but it was only going till Atlantic. So she was like, oh my God, what? So then we had to get an Uber or whatever. And the Uber was a hot mess. And then from there, we had to take the 3. So it was just a whole lot of delays.
It sounds like a very New York City-ass day.
Very everyday, yeah.
Is this your first time being on the train by yourself?
I think so, actually. No, well, I mean, I took when I arrived, I took the train down to their house. So I was very much by myself for that. But even that was interesting. So I was just having stories in the...
Have you seen anything crazy on the trains?
No, not really.
No?
No, not.
You've been getting lucky. Out. There's some characters on the train.
Yeah.
Seriously, like, when I used to take the A, my commute was like an hour and 15 minutes. And there's one lady who used to go on the train and she spits. All she does is just spit on the floor. Hell, sometimes at you too, depending on the day. People are scared of her. No. Always on the A train, though.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, there's like New York City characters, I feel like, that... And so I'm like, I'm surprised you haven't seen it yet. Hopefully I didn't just jinx you.
Well, I mean...
But you didn't take the A, you took the L, or you taking the L?
I took the L, but then I took the 3. I took the 3 all the way down.
I don't really know too much about the number trains.
See, I don't know nothing about any of you guys' trains, because in Toronto, we don't have it, like, it's not like L's or 4s, and it's like line 1 and line 2.
But you guys do have... Oh,
there's line 1 and there's line 2.
That's it?
That's it.
No colors or anything? Like,
no.
DC has colors?
No, there's no colors. It's line 1, line 2, and they're both yellow.
Okay. So one goes into the city, one goes out?
In a sense, yeah, like in a sense. And then we have like streetcars and buses. Like, yeah, we have a whole lot. Then we have like the Go Bus, which is like completely separate from Subway and stuff.
What is the Go Bus? Because everybody tells me, I haven't been to Canada yet, really want to go, but everyone says that Toronto is just like New York.
Yeah, it is sort of like New York. I do agree to that. It is very much like New York in a sense. I mean, I do think that New York has so much more life to it. And I think just overall, like just the culture of it makes sense why. But it is. It's like a up and coming. Maybe a little cleaner.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah. Have you been to Boston yet?
No. My cousin lived out there for a while. She was saying how boring it is though.
Ooh, okay.
Really I was boring.
I haven't really
I'm like,
spent no
that's
time.
not enticing.
I went like a few times.
How is it?
In and out. And it's like a clean New York looking. I don't know anything about nightlife, party life, or anything like that.
Right. I mean, she's a doctor, so granted, her life is also very routine in a sense too, right? So...
What's up, guys? Nyla Symone here from We Need to Talk. As you know, we drop 2 interviews a week, each and every Monday and each and every Thursday. Brand new exclusive content from your favorite celebrities, influencers, whoever. So make sure you guys hit the subscribe button so you can stay up to date with everything that we have going on. And make sure you guys just share, tell a friend to tell a friend, drop a comment, show your girl some love, all right?
What's up, guys? Nyla Symone here, and welcome to another episode of We Need to Talk. I have a very special guest in the building, all the way from Toronto. We have Töme in the building.
Come on, Töme, baby.
You know, I like catching the early part of the conversation before the interview because it just shows real life.
Yes.
Just like what we're going through in real life.
I love it.
Yeah. But growing up in Toronto, I feel like Toronto's personally R&B scene for me is really doing
amazing.
It for me.
Yeah.
What is it? Why is like Toronto like the hub of so much soul right now?
To be honest, I can't even really explain it. I think Toronto has an incredible talent through and through. Like, we genuinely have so much amazing talent. I can't tell you where it comes from. Maybe because there is this energy that is so multicultural in a sense. I think that sort of the upbringing of most Canadians, you're fully aware of your roots and like what you're from, and like culture, individuality in culture is very praised and kind of like, you know, respected in that sense. So I think it allows people to feel really free because they have this really great sense of what they are and who they are, if that makes sense. You know,
I
like
think
rooted
it makes
in their
sense.
culture.
You're saying Canadian culture allows the individual to be the individual, essentially?
Very much so. Like, you can kind of craft who you are, because there isn't really like, and it's like if I'm gonna compare, right? Because I feel like and I think we talk about this all the time, like as Canadians, like as Americans, you guys are very, in a sense, you take pride in being American, but as Canadians, we don't, most of the time, you're not really saying I'm Canadian. You're kind of just saying like who, like where you resonate from, or boom, boom, boom. And I'm not saying that's why R&B does well, but I feel like there is a part of that sort of individuality within each person that plays a part into how we express ourselves.
Yeah, that sounds like a Toronto thing. I will say I've never gone anywhere and been like, I'm American. Nor like ever, but
I feel like most Americans I meet, like when I'm like, oh, where you from? It's just somewhere from America. Like they don't really.
Oh yeah, maybe somewhere from America, but they ain't gonna be like, we American. They'll probably like, especially New York. New Yorkers gonna let you know where exactly in New York. I am from Brooklyn. I am from Harlem. I am from whatever the case may be. But I don't think like Americans ain't waving in America. You know, our political, our politics and shit gives everybody a headache. I don't know who's too.
In Canada too, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all the same thing.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, I think Toronto sounds like just a really good melting pot. Have you been to London?
Yes.
Would you compare it to London?
Very similar. Yeah, very similar. I think musically, like there's something about UK that they just have. There's like a different energy there because they also do really well. But no, I think it's very similar. We're even ruled by the UK, technically. Like in political terms, we're ruled by the United Kingdom. We're under them. So I think that's why that even in our slang, how we talk, there's a lot of similarities, like the Toronto accent, the UK accent, the slang around that.
That does make sense, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, so what would you describe your sound? Because it's R&B, but it's also like...
It's very fusion.
Yeah, it has fusion. A few sounds in it, worldly, Afrobeat, but then also like house.
Yeah.
So what is the...
I call it fusion. I think like, I mean, because I guess in a sense there is, most of the time there's always an Afro element into it. So I call it like Afro fusion.
What's your ethnicity?
I'm Nigerian and French Canadian.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm mixed.
Wow.
So, but yes, I was like born in Montreal, like raised in Toronto for the most part of my life. And then, but my dad is Nigerian and I was very well versed. I went back every year, or every 5 years, and recently every year. So I was always there. So I'm very aware of my entire roots, and I just put that all into my music. Like I make music in French. I make music with like Yoruba and Pidgin in there. So I just try my best to, I don't know, I love rhythm and I love fusing genres and blending sounds. Yeah.
It like feels good.
I love. Thank you.
Sounds good, feels good. How long have you been singing?
I mean, singing? I've been singing since I was like 8, but I've been professionally making music since like 2019. So about 4 years now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Why the pivot? What made you go from like hobby to profession?
You know, crazy enough, I think 2018, I just started like actually like investing in studio time and actually like creating songs and kind of like wanting to like pay for beats. Like I was sort of like, I guess, making money, working. And I'm like, okay, let me actually try and do something. But I was genuinely just going to store the catalog and then like, funny. I was going to just store the catalog and then like sit there for like the next year because I was still working and just like figure out the business of it and understand like how's the best way to release. And then my dad, who was extremely well connected and he was in show production and just overall like quite involved within the scene of Afrobeats, he would like see the fact that I was doing these things. And then at one point he was bringing out WizKid in Toronto and he had asked me if I wanted to perform and I'm like, okay. And then
what?
Yeah, and he was like, okay, but you got to release music. And I'm like, okay. And then I just kind of followed him and we released, because it's not like I didn't work. Like I made the music, I was doing things, but I didn't know how I was going to go about releasing. But then that's when he got in contact with his people. He was just like, okay, are you serious about this? And I'm like, yes. And then he just started managing me. And I think that's what gave me the security of being like, okay, let's try this for real.
That's so dope.
Yeah.
I love that. Shout out to your pops, man.
Shout out to my pops, man.
That's so cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does he, because some of the music can be a little spicy. How does he feel having to like manage seeing you as a woman?
Oh man, we definitely clashed. In many occasions. I remember when we first started, and like my project, like Tome's Room. There's this one song called 145. And it's very, like, I'm literally saying, gimme long, long ting right now. That's what I say in the song. It's crazy. And I remember he just sat me down, or he didn't sat me down. We were just sitting in the living room, and he was just like, yeah, so that song, like, is that you? And I was just like, in the most, he didn't come at me like with a judgment. He was really just like asking me, like almost like a friend. He was like, is that you? And I'm just like, and I'm like, no, like it's not really, like, you know, I have friends, like you know, I had to like try and finesse it. He was just like, and he just like, and he just laughed it off and shrugged it off. So I think he was fully aware of what it is, and thankfully I might have had a Nigerian dad who was quite traditional in certain senses, but he was also very lenient because he's been in the industry himself for the last 30 years. So he gets it, and he also, I guess, knew. Even though there was a lot of times where just for him, he had to protect his little girl. So it was hard to let go. But I think at the end of the day, he did understand that as a woman, there's just certain things that you want to express and certain things that work. Yeah. And he had to kind of come to terms with that. But it wasn't easy. I won't say that it was no. And as I made more and more music, at one point he was trying to he was like, no, we gotta shave this back. Okay, it's not always about being back. Yeah, back. It's not always the back. Oh my God, we would have so many arguments. Yeah, I miss that man.
That's so funny. Did you miss him?
Yeah, he passed away this year.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. I'm so sorry.
Thank you. Yeah. So
that's a process.
Huge.
It's a process in itself.
Huge. He's like mainly aside from Richard Dean, he's mainly the reason why I'm here and have been able to achieve so much as I've achieved and be able to sit here beside you today. So I'm very grateful for everything he did for me.
That's really dope. Yeah. He's proud. He's gonna be more and more proud as you continue to go.
Thank you. But yeah.
Oh man, I love that. That's such a cute story, though.
I know.
That's such a cute story. He's like,
many.
What? You don't gotta be a bad girl all the time.
He was. Oh my God, we would go back and forth, and I'm like, I don't know what you think this, because I was like, this is not 2001. Like, we don't really care for the clean, happy. Like, we want a woman who's relatable. It's that simple. We're all women. We think this way.
Relatable.
We just want to be. He was just like, no. I was like, oh my God. We fought so much on that topic.
It makes sense though. Men think the way men think, women think the way women think. I get it though, and I like it. So
I like it too.
Yeah, I think it's working for you.
Thank you.
So new tape you just released.
Prelude. Yes.
I was watching a little bit of the music video. Yeah. You dancing too. Period. I love that.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Have you grew up dancing, or did you take classes? Yeah, you grew up dancing.
When I was a kid, I was I was 1 year in competition, hip hop jazz.
Oh wow.
I wasn't very good though. I'll be honest. I was one of the person looking at everyone beside me, I'm forgetting everything, mess. But I only did that 1 year, and then after that, I was like, I don't know if competition dance is my thing, but I love to dance, and I'll always find love for dancing. And I take classes more often now. Just here and there, I'll just join a group class because it's fun. It's liberating.
It is.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And I really from your music videos, but just to your actual image, it's really you.
Thank you.
You feel, look, seem real, if that makes sense.
I appreciate that. Yeah. Thank you.
So Thank you. The music is just authentic as you. So that's dope. Yeah.
I appreciate that.
So tell me about inspiration sonically, musically, when you're cooking. Who are you drawing from, pulling from?
Jeez. I think I never really took it in before, but I think I draw a lot from Drake. Funny enough, especially
I was gonna try to do this whole interview without mentioning him, only because I feel like
it's a common thing.
Yeah, it's like having an older sibling where it's yo, what about your, you know
Drake.
What I mean? I feel like Drake, anybody that comes out of Toronto, he gets mentioned. So.
He's mentioned. No, but funny enough, especially in this last project, there are times where I catch myself and I'm just like, how would Drake sing this? Because I feel like he's a chameleon. He really can hop on a lot of beats. So I feel like I have drawn inspiration from him, Erykah Badu, Alicia Keys, Rihanna, even Burna Boy or WizKid, Wande Cole. I think I it's not really I'm thinking about it, but I know for sure that sometimes in a certain beat, I'm like, ooh, they would sound hard. How would they go about it? And then funny enough, I'm just thinking of their flow and I find a flow within it.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I noticed that I do that. So yeah, I would say that's kind of how sometimes it happens. Sometimes it's just, most of the time it's really from me. But when I'm stuck or something, I think about how an artist would go on it.
I love
and then
that.
it usually helps me kind of break out of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's cool. I think I love that you said Erykah Badu. She's one of my favorites.
Big time. Me too.
Like one of my
big time.
Maybe top 2.
5. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Same.
It's Stevie and Erykah for me. I love them. But you guys have like a big neo soul scene?
I would say so.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it's really like underground for the most part. I think a lot of our music kind of is underground, but there is so much alternative sound in Toronto. Like we have the R&B, but I think most artists come from this very alternative space. Like they fuse a lot. Like it's never just R&B. I feel like there's the rare and few, like we got Savannah Ray, who's done amazing work and has created a lot of representation for R&B in the city. But I feel like generally speaking, there's just this, aside from like R&B, there's a lot of genre bending within it. So a lot of neo soul, a lot of it.
I like that. I really like seeing the genre bending right now, actually, because I feel like I've listened to enough of the things I've been listening to, so I just want something new, something more. Yeah.
You know, I was literally saying this the other day, is that realistically, I think I saw this thing on TikTok where there was this woman who was going to a Spotify event. And it really is in right now. It's sort of this thing where we're straying away from genre and we're getting more into aesthetic. So it's not really about genre anymore, more so than just like your freedom within sound and visual and everything. Like it's allowing an artist to feel like an artist almost. Like you can be free to create art, which I think is beautiful.
More like an aesthetic.
Yeah.
So,
When they said it, I was like, to me, it makes sense.
I think I need you to elaborate a little more on.
To me, it makes sense.
Because I get like not being pigeonholed.
Yes.
But when we say aesthetic, you're saying that like the visuals are more or just as important as everything else?
100%.
Oh, okay,
I think most of the time, if you're looking at the day of TikTok, right, which is like what we're talking about, everything kind of comes down to the aesthetic. A lot of songs only, like even like certain artists, I feel like depending on what they're wearing, the song will blow up more.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it might not even be the greatest song, but they look fly.
Yeah.
They look good. So you're just into it. Like I think it really is aesthetic based. Like I won't lie to you. It's so like you could just be in a certain room. The aesthetic around the room is so sick. The song blows. Visually, I think a song will do great visually sometimes better than just sonically.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it plays a huge part.
Well, that being said, how do you feel about like just virality within music? Because a lot of it here today, gone tomorrow. So
Very much
like,
so.
it might get stuck in my head today.
Yeah.
But then like years from now, I'm like, wait, what was that jingle I was listening to? You know what I mean?
Jingle
like,
is crazy.
That's really what
It
it
really
be though.
feel
It
like,
just be
yeah.
a jingle. Because you play a record, you know, I'm a DJ, I'll play the record at a party. People literally only know that 15 seconds, that 30 seconds, and then I gotta find a new record.
Yeah.
Records they're not hitting the same. They're not as strong when it does that. But
I think, you know, it's kind of hard to gauge because as much as aesthetic is in, I feel like a lot of authenticity is out. But at the same time, it's in. Like in one world.
And it's niche.
Yes.
If real people who want to fuck with real shit.
Yes.
But that's it.
But then it's hard, right?
Yeah.
But then most of the time, it's very trend based and very, you know, very surface level for the most part. And I think that like the music that I like to make and that I kind of strive for as an artist is that I'm here for a long run. So I'm not really trying to follow trend per se, but when you're in this world and depending on what you want out of music and the momentum you want to create, it's hard to not have to conform. And it's also like there's so much opportunity for virality, but then there's also so much overconsumption happening at the same time that it's also really tricky.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It is hard.
Yeah.
Let's jump.
But I'm gonna get my viral moment.
Okay, period.
Okay.
Let's jump back to you opening up for WizKid.
Yeah, a few of them. WizKid, Burna, Mr.Easy.
Wow.
Yeah.
How does that feel? Because I know those are like, you know, fucking legends. You're opening for no pressure or anything, but
huge.
What was that like?
That was like my first year. I literally released music and went straight into touring. That's not an opportunity that many people get, and I'm extremely, man. All I can say is I'm super, super grateful because it played a part into everything that happened for my career after. Especially being able to, because Mr.Easy, we did the whole Europe tour. So I was everywhere in Europe, and then I had the chance to perform at Wembley with Burna Boy. That's like a whole arena. And I'm like, first year in, and I'm like, what the hell? This is me right now. This is crazy.
I love that.
But it just gave me first an idea of what it's really like to tour, to see just how much energy is taken out of them. And to see how much they give of themselves every single night. It takes a lot, but for myself, it allowed me to really practice what it is to perform. Because I remember the first show, man, my dad did he mentored me in every way. But I remember the first show, I went from like max, maybe 1,000 people or 900 people was the max I'd ever performed for. And then I was going into a straight 4,000 people, and I was so nervous. I didn't really know what to do. And I remember I was rehearsing with my dad, and he was like, "Can I curse here?" Okay. He was just like, "No one gives a fuck about you." Like, he just said it straight to me. He was like, "No one knows you. No one cares. No one cares. So don't come here on this stage singing for people. That is not the point. Make sure they remember you." It's that simple. And that became my motto for everything. It was more so, I don't really care if you hear the song or not, because I know you're going to go find me later and you'll find the music. Because I just became, and thankfully, like, I went to school for acting. So performing was part of me anyways. I'm so passionate about acting as well. So I was like, every stage I went on, it was purely about performing me.
Yeah.
Letting people see me. I think that's a huge part of just overall how I'm going to go about performing as well. Like, for my own shows, it's not going to be like you're coming to a concert, more so than like a musical, you know?
That's fun.
Right? But yeah, it just, that allowed me to really shape myself on stage, because every stage I went to, no one knew me.
Yeah.
But I always left with fans.
That's dope.
And that was like incredible. I knew I was doing something right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm grateful for those experiences.
That's really cool. I love that for you.
Yeah,
so,
thank you.
So you went to school for acting?
Yeah. College.
College?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. That's what I did. It's just me. I remember, like, my dad was like, maybe to go for business or something. I'm like, I'm not, I will tell you right now, I won't do it.
Have you done any plays?
Unfortunately, not like professionally, like,
Not
as
Broadway,
I'm signed.
but
No,
yeah.
no. I haven't done any plays. Like, I've done it during school and like things
Yeah.
of that nature, but I definitely would love to be in a play. It's like almost like a milestone. Like, you kind of have to go
Touch
through a
it.
play. Yeah,
Yeah.
you have to. It's like the root of the craft. I love it.
I feel like
It's
that
necessary.
too. Like,
Yeah.
people on Broadway, I am always amazed at the ability to work in sync as a team each night. Remember your lyrics.
Yeah.
Like, it's like very impressive. I think
Yes.
that's like the highest art form to date.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. There is no cut.
Yeah.
There is no cut. It is your voice the entire time. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I'm like, yeah, it's necessary. You
Oh,
have
I
to.
can't wait to see that for you.
Me too.
Yeah. All right, let's play this game. Okay. The older I get, the less I blink.
Jeez. Okay. Also, I just answer now, right? Okay. The older I get, the less I seek other people's validation.
Period.
Yeah.
What was the turning point age?
25. And I'm 26. So.
Oh, wow. Oh, my God, so young.
Oh, yeah. Big time.
25 is definitely, I feel like 27 was my first year of actually feeling like an actual adult. Like, I was already doing adult things, living by myself or whatever, but yeah, 27 is where I felt like that. But 25 was like the last year I felt young, like I could get away with shit.
Yeah.
And then 27 was like full on responsibility. Everything's on you.
Yeah. I think for me, there's no way for me to not talk about it. But I think just 25, given the year that I had, it was like, it was a huge turn. But it was kind of like, everything's on you.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
Dang, you got it a little early.
It's cool.
Yeah.
But I think 25 is like, from what I understand, it's like a transformative year for most people. It's like everything you thought you knew about your 20s, you don't know.
I mean, I don't know if you saw the Beyonce doc yet, but in the doc, she's like,
I had to see it.
40, man, I thought I loved myself in my 30s. I'm really loving my 40s. Like, 40s is where it's at. 40, I don't give a fuck about, this. I know who I am. And I was just like, damn, that's actually really dope. Like,
That's
I hope
real.
each decade I go through, I'm like, damn, I ain't no shit then. You know what I mean? But I'm loving it regardless.
I think it really do be like that, for real. Yeah. I used to be scared about aging, but I think I'm looking forward to my mentality through it.
Yeah.
More than anything.
I'm with you on that one.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe I actually blinked when I was younger.
Oh my God. What would that be? I can't believe I actually, when I was younger. Oh boy. Like, you know what?
Wait, what's your sign?
I'm Virgo.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I like Virgo women. I give Virgo women grace. I hate Virgo men though.
I won't lie to you. They're hard. They're hard to deal with. It's true. Virgo women are amazing, but Virgo men, I can't speak for y'all. I'm sorry. I can't rep y'all. Most of the time, you're.
Yes.
Oh my God. Okay. I can't believe I had like a boyfriend when I was 10.
Why you can't believe that?
Is that, well, I think it was a bit much. I felt like it almost felt like a real relationship, and I was 10. That's scary.
Oh, like a real relationship?
Not like real, but like, I feel like when I look back at it and the things we would talk about and like all my friends, I'm like, what is wrong with us? Like, we were like
moving fast,
crazy, a little too fast. Now, granted, hey, not that fast, but like, you know what I'm saying? Not that fast. Hey, but still, nah. At 10 years old, there was just some things. I said, wait a minute. At 10 years old, I feel this is a little, like if I had a kid now and they're telling me at 10 years old that they were having a conversation I had at 10, excuse me? No, I'm going to have a problem.
What? You know what? I want to know, but I don't want to ask at the same time. So I'm gonna ask the next question. I'm a little embarrassed by the fact that I know so little about blank.
Oh. As crazy as it is, and I feel like I do know a lot, I feel like I also know very little just about like the history of music. So I am a little embarrassed about that. Yeah.
With time. If you take the time, actually. Do you want to?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I just, it's like the patience. I'm not a fan of reading like
patient.
that. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Like I admire people who like every time they heard a song, they researched it and they wanted to know the background. They went into the catalog. I was just like, oh, I hear that in the soundtrack. I like that song.
I'm with you.
And I left it there, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a little embarrassed though. As an artist, it's telling.
Yeah. I feel like certain songs, like if I hear one song and I just love it so much, then that song will motivate me to do research. But I feel like the older I get, the less I really care, like to learn. Like, oh, this is quality. Okay, good. I'll add that. But besides that, no.
Yeah.
A lot of the backstory be nothing to it. Just a good record.
Right. Facts. Yeah. I guess like those that you should know about is like, even those I'm like, all I know is the name more so than what they really did, or in a sense, like I know the
You might have to be outside a little more.
I know, right? Sorry.
Oh, no worries. Sometimes I look back at my life and blink.
Sometimes I look back at my life and regret certain things I did, but I also feel like it did everything it needed to do to get me where I am today. So, yeah. It was the experience.
Part of the process.
There you go.
From time to time, it's good to do blank.
Time to time, it's good to shut out at the outside noise and really just ground yourself. Find you. Find who you are. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I made a complete fool of myself when I blinked.
Oh, I have too many.
Not the ooh.
Oh, no, because wow. I have too many. Ooh, okay, what's one? Oh. I remember I literally remember how old was I? I don't even remember. But anyways, one guy, it was recess, and one guy was being laughed at, and we were kind of all laughing. And then I was, because I was a super tomboy, so I would be wearing like ball shorts and a t-shirt. And he came and pulled my ball shorts down. Yeah. And I was very much wearing these very big, thick granny panties.
That's
and
so
everyone was
embarrassing.
Right? And everyone was just like looking at me. And I'm like, oh my God. And then laughing. Hey, Jesus. Yeah. So I'll say that. That's one of many.
Yeah. That's so embarrassing. I do not miss that era of middle school.
No,
class.
no, that was like elementary school. I think I was like in grade 5. Yeah, messed up, right?
Fuck.
Yeah.
Nah, elementary's too early to go through that type of trauma.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
This is what I mean. Too
early.
What's going on, right? Because even the 10-year-old dating, it's not making sense. I don't know what we were on.
The fuck Canada. I'm blaming Canada.
You know what? I'm also I also think French people, because I was in full French school my whole life, right?
Okay.
So I think French people are just crazy.
It's a little different.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
I like it. Let's see. My personality trait is blank.
My personality trait is goofy.
Goofy?
I'm very if you're around me enough, I'm always making weird sounds and doing weird stuff, and I love it though. I love being weird. So yeah, I would say goofy.
I'm not mad at that. Last one is, you would never believe me if I told you blank.
I don't do it as much as I used to, but you would never believe me if I told you I love brine, I love pickle juice. I would just sip on pickle juice out the jar. Right? Exactly. I'm sorry.
That's so disgusting.
Is it? No, because real brine lovers know what it is. It's good.
Pickle juice? That's like drinking vinegar.
No, but you have to sip it slowly. No one's saying drink a glass. You just
treat it like cider.
No, cider's gross. But
the nerve. The nerve.
But pickle juice has this twang. If you like pickles, yeah.
All right, fellas, you know what to do on the first date.
No, don't.
Bring her that pickle
Please
juice.
don't. Please don't. Please don't. Thank you.
Bring her the
It's been a while. Okay. I've grown up a little.
Yeah. Oh no, that was great. I needed that laugh.
Yeah. That's always an icebreaker. I remember I was at my friend's sort of bachelorette night, and all the girlies, it was kind of write something, or never have I ever. I don't even remember, but just write something that we wouldn't expect about you. Oh. And everyone kind of writes it anonymously, and then they put it in a thing, and then you have to guess who wrote it. So I literally everyone was like, I didn't get my hair done this. Just really very pretty girl type things, right? And I was just I drink pickle juice.
They're like,
this is what I mean by goofy. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. So they're just who wrote this? And they were disgusted. They were disgusted. I was and they didn't expect it to be me, because they're a lot of them just knew me as Töme, the artist, boom, boom, boom. And they were just
what?
Töme? The disgust on their face. I was yeah, it's good. Try it. I was yeah.
No, that was funny. I really needed that laugh. I'm not going to try it, but everybody has their things. I like pickles. I like pickles.
You know what? It's okay. It's fine.
But I don't think I'm there yet. And I don't know if I want to be there.
I don't know. I just sipped it one day and I was oh, this is better than I thought. I sipped it again.
That's nuts.
Yeah, I know, right?
You might have some people. Don't try this at home, kids.
I might, though. It's safe. It's edible. You might not like it. That's the worst that'll happen. You'll be fine. But if you like pickles, I think I just ran out of pickles and I was
let's try it.
I just wanted the flavor. I wanted something. Yeah, it was funny. Yeah.
Well, Töme, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, can you shout out your grandma? Everybody know where they can follow and tap in.
Yeah, man. So you can find me on all social media platforms. Töme, not I. Töme Official on everything. And find me on streaming platforms. Töme. It's Töme, baby.
Yes.
So it's good.
Until next time. Talk soon.
Later.